Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Sunday, July 14th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 29 of 2024, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 88 degrees with a high of 94 and a low of 67. Welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, and of course the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. Remember guys, this group is an emotional refuge where we are united through coloring. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when it goes to my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Alrighty. So the format of the broadcast is that I work on 2 projects. The first project is one from one of my current books, or not current, well, it doesn't have to be a current book, one of my books I should say. This one happens to be from a recent book. Although, since publishing this one, I put 2 more out. This is from Hobo Life Jubilee. And we're working on the little boy, of course, sitting at the train station on the boxes. The second one is from Tatiana Stilova, Vintage Classic Coloring, pages 4. And we've been slowly working our way down the mattresses. And of course doing things on the bottom here as well. Alrighty. Let's see who's popped in. Diane, welcome. Amy. Amy. Diane, you are number 1. All right. The first one in. Hello, Jolly. Linda and the 3 amigos. Uno, dos, tres. Hello, Linda. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Wally. Hey, Sandy. Emily, hello. All right. Hit that like button, guys. All right, let me get my paper towel. And my scratch pad, and we are ready to go. Alright, so last night I had a little bit of an accident at the very end of the broadcast. I was working on our mattresses and I had just put down my glitter for this one bar and part of it. And it was still wet, and I got a request for prayer, and so I flipped it over because I always show a blank page, and when I flipped it over I accidentally got my glitter on this part here, which I wiped up, but it created a little bit of a distortion here. But of course I'll be working around that and fixing it in a whole bit. Point being, if something like that happens to you, don't let it throw you. So not a big disaster. We can always come back to it and get around it. Sandy, no, I haven't flipped through my quilt book yet. I was supposed to get it Friday. It didn't show up, although it said delivered. Didn't come Saturday. Mail doesn't move Sunday, so we'll see if it comes in tomorrow. When I called Amazon, they said wait till Monday. Monday, da-da. So no, I haven't flipped through the quilt book yet. All right. So guys, tell me, win, lose, or draw today? Diane, draw. Amy, draw. Linda, draw. Emily mainly slept. Okay. Darla, draw. Okay, good. Jolly, draw. Excellent. Emily, oh, in 50 Dessert Miniatures by Camellia Angelkova using my Crayola Super Tip pastel markers. Have fun. Okay, I'm going to work on the hat. You got the pastel markers today for $5. What a steal. Oh, yeah. Oh, Linda, actually a win had visitors from Ohio today. Oh, Linda, that's wonderful. Did you have a good visit? Okay, I'm going to work on the hair. Here's the swatch of the color that I'm using. Happens to be a Color 434 if you have Colors. All right, now I'm going to use the Color on the dark part of the hair, which now has green and pink on it. Who's coloring with me tonight? Oh, Linda, really? You haven't had visitors for over 5 years, had a nice visit, then they went to the casino. Linda, that is extra special. Jolly Amy Linda, coloring with me tonight. Diane. Hello, Julie. Okay, again, this is my darkest brown. And then I'm going to come in with my Faber-Castell 103. That's my ivory. I need to get rid of this green from my spill. Hello, Patricia. Okay, finger blend. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my brown and very, very lightly go on top of my ivory. And then I'm going to use just a very, very light, whisper light swatch, as soon as I find it, of my Payne's Gray directly underneath the hat. Now, remember, you don't want to see the color, you want to see the effect, right? That means no streaks. Okay, now let's get the hat. I'm still going to use some dingy browns. And I'm going to start with my Payne's Gray on my lighter areas. I'm sorry. My ivory on my lighter areas. And remember, on grayscale, it doesn't matter what color you start with. Then I'm going to come in with a medium brown, which I will swatch for you. It's a little bit on the darker side, but in relation to the other colors I'm using, it's medium. Now, this of course is totally unblended. And then I'm going to come in with a dark brown. And again, this happens to be a Color Walnut Brown. It's pretty dark. Color 199. Now again, don't worry if you don't have this pencil brand, just match what I'm showing you. Okay. And now we're starting to blend our colors. Finger blend. Okay. Now, we need to dirty up this cap a little bit, plus we need to blend a little more. So I'm going to go back to my medium brown, and now I'm going to work on the blending on those edges. You want that to look nice and soft. And I'm also going over my ivory very lightly. And why did I do that? Because the ivory is sticking out like a sore thumb. Let me put my ivory on the bill here. And a little bit on the highlight here. Any questions? Okay. Payne's Gray. And I want you to notice that I'm pulling the Payne's Gray down into the hair a little bit. And then, because I want some shadow here in the back, I'm going to pull that Payne's Gray down the back of the head. And then you'll notice a little bit of shading right here, gray, darker gray on the collar. And notice how I'm working in that Payne's gray. I don't come in pile driving it. I come in very lightly. And I just work it until I have the tone that I want. Excuse me. Okay. Payne's gray still. I'm going to work a little bit of it in between the strands of the hair. A little bit of a finger rub. Check out how cool that makes that look. Questions? Let's pull out and take a look. Anybody having any problems? Okay. Let's work on the face. Medium brown. Let me swatch that for you. And now we're going to start working around the eyes. Notice where the shading is on the grayscale. That's where I'm adding my brown. It's really too tiny to put in eye color, but if you get an ultra sharp pencil, I'm adding a touch of blue. All right, nose area. We want to get that little curve around the outside of the nose. Underneath the nose. And down towards the lip. And look how beautifully now those features are starting to show up. Guys, it doesn't take a lot of pencil to get this. Now, I'm going to continue down the chin. Notice that I'm leaving a little bit of a gap because that's where your light part of your chin is. And then coming down around that edge. And I want you to notice that as soon as we started to add that edging, it really kicked this in. Now, check how I'm shading by the collar. around the ear, and then very, very lightly underneath the bottom of that hair. See that? Guys, adult coloring and proper grayscale is all about subtleness. Now, notice how I'm coming behind the eyelid. See how I'm bringing that out a little bit? And be sure that you blend this out. Finger blend. Okay. Then we've got our ear. I'm going to work this brown on the outside of the ear. Now the top of it is light, so you want to go ahead and just go up to that top of the point. Questions? Comments? And then I'm just adding a little bit of extra finesse, shading on top of the eye a little bit with a darker brown. And again, make sure that you blend out this outlining around the face. What's the #1 skill to master in adult coloring? I'm going to put a little underneath the eye. Blending, that's right. And you can really see the difference now, right? Notice how I'm adding a little bit of shading underneath the eye. And also notice how adding that shading makes our little boy look even sadder. He's a hobo. He's sitting by a train station. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of a blending pencil just to get that little bit of brown softened up. Hello, kitty. Okay. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of pink and I'm going to add a very light shading to our cheek area. Hardly noticeable. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pink flush on top of the ear. And a little bit of the pink on the lips. Barely noticeable. And if you have too much pink, which I do, go over it with a skin tone color. Oh, let's see here. Now, I want you to notice that by adding this darker color underneath the eye, It's giving us a little more pathos on this. Define pathos.
Pathos means a quality that evokes pity or sadness.
A quality that evokes pity or sadness. Pathos. Any questions? Do you guys like what you're coming up with? Are you surprising yourself that you're doing so well? I'm going to tame down this pink just a little bit on the top of the ear. Okay, Diane, thank you. This is why I want you guys to pace me so I can teach you this stuff. Okay. I'm going to work on the scarf. We're going to go with oranges. This is my light orange of my light, medium, and dark. There's my medium, brownish orange, and my dark is actually going to be my Payne's gray. Okay. So I'm going to come in with my medium. Miss Darla, good night. Enjoy the replay, Darla. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with my light. What is my all-time favorite color? Purple. Emily, you like green, but purple is a close second. All right. Now, notice how I'm blending over my medium with my light. And then I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. Now, we need to be careful here because we're distinguishing between the chest and this coat right here. We want this scarf to stand out. Okay. And then my lightly Payne's Gray up where this is gathered. And I'm just skimming over the top of this scarf again, not again, but also with my Payne's Gray because we want it to look what? A little beat up and grody. And again, that's the joy of colored pencils, is that when you lay down a color and then put other colors on top of it, they enhance and work together. Anybody still have a heavy touch with their pencils? Okay. Now, I accidentally colored part of his shirt the color of the scarf. So, I'm going to erase that out. And since we were talking about purple, I'm going to go in with blues and purples. So here's a light blue. And then I'm going to blend that in with a purple. Or as some people say, purple. Emily, you're resting with your knee elevated in ice pack. Today's not the best day for my knee pain or my back. Keep having spasms on the lower right side. Oh, near where you have a slipped disc. Oh, sorry to hear that, Emily. All right, check out the purple. And then I'm going to come back with that blue and blend that edge. Check it out. Well, Kathy or Emily, the good news is you know what you need to do to take care of yourself. Here's how your piece should look approximately. Anybody having any difficulties? Okay, aqua, light, medium, and dark. Hold on, gotta empty my sharpener. Okay, Kitty, thank you. Okay, Diane, thank you. Diane, you're back. Okay, so pick your aqua colors. You don't really need me swatching those. Now I'm going to come in with my light aqua. Now, last night when we did this patch, this here is a patch on this larger area. So I'm going to start with my darker color. There's my dark. Here's my medium. Back with my dark a little bit to define this edge. And then our light. and back with my dark. Now I'm going to finesse the piece. What does that mean? Guys, what does it mean when I tell you I'm going to finesse the piece? Somebody tell me. Not quite. No, not really adding details. Oh, Julie, you're back. There you go, Julie. Tweak areas. Work with it. Add that little extra. So in other words, in this case, the grayscale didn't go all the way up to the top to tell us to put it there. So I'm going to add that. Check out how I added this shading to make it look more dimensional. Okay, let's add a little more here. I'm going to work my patch directly underneath here. So I'm going to bring my dark here underneath the shading of the arm. Then my medium. Oh, I'm going to have to get my new sharpener, I think. Okay, Emily. Emily's going to throw me on the TV. Here's my medium. And then my light. Now, I want that shading to be a little more intense, the shadow. So I'm going to skim it with my Payne's Gray. And if you do it right, you won't even see the Payne's Gray color. It's going to look bluish. Okay. Then I'm going to go with a slightly different blue. We'll do a different set of dark, medium, light. Again, I'm going to leave that up to you. You want your blues to be different from this little area that we did and this area up here. Okay. Hold on, let me find my spot. There we go. Here's my dark blue. Here's my medium blue. And then my lightest blue. And then I'm going to take a little bit of white and add that little highlight. Kathy, hello. Check out how cool that looks. And I want you to notice I'm not doing an aggressive finger blend. I'm just going ahead and doing just a little bit of a swipe on there. All right, Kitty, thank you. Okay, we're going to do a green patch. I will swatch these for you. Here's my dark green. Now these all happen to be color. I'll give you the numbers. Medium and light. And by the way, guys, the only reason I'm giving you the numbers on some of these pencils, like the Color, is I know that a number of you bought Color. And that gives you an opportunity to use them. Okay, so the dark Color is $3.99 field green. The medium Color metallic light green, $2.12. The light green is root green, $3.86. Now, I'm not using the metallic specifically to get a metallic look. I'm using the metallic because I like the green. Everybody have their colors. Actually, I meant to leave that there and accidentally moved it. My bad. Okay. Darkest green. Now remember, when you put your colors down, you put them down in such a way that they'll be blendable for your other colors. And what that means is, as I'm coloring this green, I'm leaving the edges just to be a little bit lighter. Medium green. Blending over my edges. And notice how I'm softening that darker green. And then our light green. Blending over everything. What's my next color, guys? Julie got it. Payton's gray. Why? Because we don't want the screen to look too bright. We want it to look a little bit beat up, a little dirty. So not only am I coloring my edges with it, but I'm also putting a film of it over the top. Okay, Mamie. Finger blend. Very briefly. Okay, so just because I'm going to start up on one of these crates. Let's see here. Oh, let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm going to work in orangey browns. Color 207 metallic orange. And then a gold color. All right. I'm starting on this crate here that the little boy is sitting on. And I'm starting with my darker orange. And then I'm going to come in with my gold. Now in this case I'm going to use my lighter gold in a darker area. I'll address that in a minute. Let me pull out so you can see the whole thing. And then I'm going to come in with a, let's see, oh, let's see what we got here. Oh, I definitely have to get my new sharpener out. Okay, this is the brown. I'm coming in with a brown color. This is the shade. Okay, Mamie, thank you. And now I'm going to start coming in with the rough detail of the wood. Now notice I went a little darker right here in this spot, a little lighter as I come down the side. Remember guys, you can do a lot with your same pencil color. Now I'm going to finesse the piece and add this little extra streaking of the wood. And then I'm going to bring down that brown right on this edge. We'll bring that in just a little bit. Finger smudge. I'm going to finesse a little bit of pattern into that wood. I'm going to bring my edge up here so we can clearly see this slat of wood. And also down at the bottom. See here. Payne's Gray. Hello, Blossom. Welcome. Check out how I'm detailing that Payne's Gray in the slats. Now, because I've got the lighter colors around it, this is what gives us our depth. And check out how I'm adding it now to this side here. Blossom, welcome back. It's been a while. Okay. Payne's Gray underneath this edge here. This one as well. Hold on, guys, let me check something here. Oh, my last Payne's Gray pencil. Okay. Now, Payne's Gray. We're going to darken in here this shadow. And again, we come in what? Very lightly. And we work it until we have the intensity that we want. Oh, Blossom, I'm glad that you loved coming in. Now, notice that I'm curving this a little bit. Going to add a little bit over here. But mostly we're going to do it on this left-hand side. Finger blend. What's my next detail color? Anybody remember? Black. Excellent, Jolly. Exactly. Oh, Blossom, I'm glad that you're doing better. Use this time to color. Okay, Prismacolor Black, because I think it's the best one. And I'm going to use it right underneath that coat. Check it out. Oh, Blossom, you're welcome. We've been very well, thank you. Okay, does everybody see how that black is really enhancing this crate? How cool looking is that? Okay, let me pull out so we can see what we've done so far, because I need to change projects. Look at the difference that black makes. Now, while I'm at it, hi Moggy. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday to one and all. Oh, sometimes that excitement will burn you out. I'm glad she finally fell asleep. All right. One more area where I'm going to add that black highlight. I'm going to add it to the left of the blanket. And I'm sticking closer to the blanket. Be careful you don't wipe out your little blanket nubbies here, your threads. Check it out. What a difference that makes. Maggie, we're doing okay. Guys, check out how that blanket really pops now. Oh, Maggie, don't worry about scrolling up. We'll just tell you. I'm also going to add a little bit of black next to my collar where I did the scarf. And I want you to notice, now I'm not going to do it in the center of the scarf, I'm just doing it on the edges. I want you to notice how that immediately pops that scarf. And I'm also going to use this black next to the outside of the collar. Now, what I don't want to see on your pieces is just a streak of black. You darken your edge and then you blend it out. Check out how that collar pops now. Any questions? Okay, we done good. Guys, pat yourself on the back. My Linda, my Linda. Hey, Blossom, do me a favor and hit that like button. So, my Linda, this is where we are on our little hobo boy. Okay. All right, Kitty, thank you. Okay. Blossom, you're the 20th like. Excellent. Purple, water-based marker. My Linda, tell us something fun. Now, I want you to notice when you're filling in an area with a water-based marker, when you pick it up, it tends to leave a little dot of color. So what you need to do is take your finger and just touch it once, and it'll get rid of that dot. Oh my gosh, my Linda, has it been 2 months? Wow. Miss Amy, see you tomorrow. Amy, I hope you had fun and learned something. Good night, Miss Amy. So glad that you were here. Take care, we love you. You are such a dear. Now I've got a weird little point on my water-based marker with my purple. So I'm going to do just a little bit of a trim. Okay, then I've got these little round donuts. Well, let's do this. Let me continue with the top portion here of my circles. And And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them dimensional. So let me go to the one on the far left. Who's coloring this with me? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in a C, the letter C. See how I'm doing that? And notice how that creates a light spot. And that light spot is what makes it look dimensional. Make sure that light spot is rounded. It's like an oval. And if you have to reshape it a little bit, that's fine. I'm just going to take my Tombow and we'll curve that a little bit. Almost like a backwards C. Blossom, you still have you still have your autumn picture to finish from last year. Blossom, post a WIP in the group. Okay, let's do the next one. Check out how I'm making that C in the darker area. I'm actually going to come back with a little bit of my Payne's Gray. And I'm going to work along that outside edge. Now, if you take that Payne's Gray and bring a little bit in on the purple, it's going to make it look like a gem. I've colored gems for you before, and they end up looking pretty cool. All right, let's go back to our first circle. Let me get my paper towel to rest my hand on. Notice how I'm splotching a little bit of this Payne's Gray onto the circle. And going around this outside. A little bit of a finger smudge. Let me draw my little loops back in. I forgot that I drawn in that circle. Oh, Blossom, you love my manicure? Playing around. Let's see. Hey, it gives you guys something different to look at, right? Okay, let's do our next circle. I'm going to do the full one over here. Check how I go all the way around with my dark purple. Then I'm going to take my Payne's Gray. We're going to add a little bit of gem flaw up in that upper left-hand corner. And I'm going to bring that Payne's Gray all the way around. Okay. Next one. Darker purple. Then my Payne's Gray on the outside. And a little bit of the Payne's Gray on that left-hand side. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, if you don't have this piece of particular coloring page, I want you to flip over or get a piece of cardstock. Take a pen. Draw a couple of circles. Hold on, he had to get a different pen. Guys, stop coloring whatever you're coloring and do this with me. This is for those of you that don't have this particular page. Then I want you to take your purple. Let me double check something here. Take your light purple marker pen and color it in. Who's doing this with me? And then I'm going to take my darker purple pencil. Kitty, you're doing it in your sketchbook. All right. Blossom, you are? Excellent. So we're going to make the letter C on the left-hand side. And then we're going to come all the way around because we want to darken that edge a little bit to what? Make it look dimensional. And then I'm going to bring in the Payne's Gray. We'll work that on the edge. And if you want to make it look like a gem, bring some of your Payne's Gray down into that C that you did. Now, if you want to bring a little context to this, I didn't add any frill. That gives us a little bit more context. All right, let me do one more time. Now again, that's very rough and quick. All right, let's go back here. We're going to make our backward C. We're going to bring our color all the way around. Linda, it was Shannon Doherty. Kathy, good night. Notice how I'm making this right side a little bit thicker, and that moves our shine area to here. All right, Payne's Gray. Around our edges makes it look like this is dimensional because why? Darker items make it look like it curved away. And then I'm adding a little bit of the Payne's Gray onto the side here. Good night, Kathy. Good night, Kathy. Good night, Kathy. Sweet dreams to you. Okay, we're making our C. I'm closing down this light space on the right-hand side as well. Then I'm coming in with my Payne's Gray on our edges. And then I'll come over a little bit onto that purple. That extra black there makes that look like it's a gem. And I didn't mean to say black, I meant to say Payne's Gray. All right, one more. Here's our purple, making the letter C. Anybody having any problems? Payne's Gray around the outside. And then a little bit on the area itself on that left. Guys, check it out. However, what is this missing? Oh, Maggie, good night. Enjoy your family. Nope, not blending. Oh, Jolly, yes, yes, yes. Jolly got it. It's missing a highlight. Exactly. Good call, Jolly. Okay. White acrylic paint. I've got a little blob on there. Now, I'm going to make this, whoops, I'm going to make this a little thicker at the bottom. And then come back up. So there's one way to do it. Blossom whiteout pen is fine. If that's all you have, use it. Improvise. Proud of you, Jolly. Okay, another way we can do this, we make a line. Couple of dashes and a line again. Another way to do it, single line and then another one next to it. Now my lines are getting a little thick, so we can go ahead when that paint starts to dry. See how I'm getting rid of that? That's why I like my white acrylic paint. You can change it after you put it on. And if your paint is blobbing, thin it a little bit. Okay. Couple of dots. A dash and a dot. Let me pull out. Check it out. And again, if your lines get thick, narrow them out with your toothpick. See how that works beautifully? Let me show you one more. Color it in with my base color. Now, if you don't have marker, use pencil. And be sure, if you do use marker, that you let it dry. Otherwise, when you go to put your pencil on it, it's going to rip up the paper if it's not dry enough. Okay. Darker color. Now, I got my marker on a little bit darker than what I should have, so it's a little hard to see. So I'm going to use my Payne's Gray, and I'm very, very lightly going to emphasize my purple. I'm just skimming over the top of that purple just to make it a little darker. So don't do what I did and put your marker purple on too dark. Okay, then I'm going to come in darker with my Payne's Gray. We'll go around the outside and then color in that little C a little bit. So the last thing that I wanted to show you with the paint is I'm going to put a little square on here. More of a rectangle. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of a tail on there. Now, you can experiment. You know, when I put on this paint before here on these other pieces, you can experiment and knock off some of the white. See how I'm doing that? So if you get a little too rambunctious with your white paint, play with it. Good night, kitty. I've got about 20 more minutes of broadcast time. All right, let me pull out and show you these. So what do you think? Now, if your line got a little ragged, smooth it out with your toothpick. There you go. Now, notice on this particular one here, I just left, let me quit wobbling with the camera. I just left a little square up here. See it? Guys, you don't need much. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a dozen circles, put a little frill on it, and practice this. Both the coloring and the highlight. Any questions? Blossom, aren't you glad you came back in? Okay. Blossom, I hope you make more of a habit of it. Remember, guys, even if you aren't feeling well, just come in, even if you're just lurking. It's a good way to lift your spirits. Okay. So let's go back to this last circle that I was doing. So here's my darker purple. I'm going to make my little C with it. Now, when you make your highlight over to the right, don't make a circle, make an oval. Otherwise, it's going to look funny. All right, then my next color is Payne's Gray. We'll get that around the edge. The second that I add that edge to it, it makes this look dimensional and like it's bulging, right? And then I'm going to come in and add my splotch of Payne's Gray. See, what that splotch represents is the imperfections in your gem. Okay, now before I put my highlight on here, I've got these little donut thingies. And by the way, if anybody's wondering, the word thingy is an acceptable coloring word. Hey, didn't you guys know that? So see, not only are you learning coloring and learning how to highlight, you guys are learning a new language. That's right, we need to start a list. I'm going to switch over to my Sharpie marker. This is my ultra fine. Much better. I'm going to go back over where I did these in black pen, and I'm going to put Sharpie marker over it. That way it'll seal that pen. Much better. Who's coloring this with me tonight? Okay. Now, let's go back. I'm going to put my highlight on this puppy. I'm actually going to use my little tray here. I've got these little paint trays that I bought. Now, if you find that a toothpick is too thick, you can use a straight pin to make your lines. I'm going to play around with this and see how that works. You also have your dottor pens, some of you. You have all sorts of things. Now, you can also, if you have a safety pin, you can use that as well. Oh, I like this pin. Much better. I'm going to put a little dot at the top. Now your shine line pops off the side here because we don't have a full circle. Guys, I've got 10 more minutes. Let's do the next one here. Now, be careful about not putting your lines on each one in exactly the same spot. Notice that I'm moving this down just a little bit. Oh, I love these pins. We done good. Now, notice in some instances, a little bit of your color may come through. So we're getting a slightly pink sheen here. Don't let that throw you. I'm going to start using these pins for my nail art as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, and guys, remember, when I'm showing you this stuff, I'm showing this in extreme close-up. When you look at it at normal view, it looks really cool. I just wanted to reshape that one just a little bit. Okay. Are you having fun? Are you learning something? Okay, yellow alcohol marker. Now, at the moment, I'm not going to worry about coloring over my dots, but be careful of the ones that you drew in with your pencil. They may smear a little bit. So what you need to do is you need to dab your marker so it doesn't smear. It's perfectly okay to dab with your marker. Exactly, the yellow makes the purple stand out. Now, be careful getting your marker near your Sharpie, because Sharpie is alcohol based. And if you get close to those black dots, oh, I missed one. It may make that alcohol come up. Hold on, I gotta do my little black here. Hallelujah. Amen, amen. Is everybody clear about alcohol markers and Sharpies? Now, again, I'm just dotting in my color here. Don't forget you can do that with your marker. Everybody thinks they've got to smear on the page with their marker. Okay, now I've got one of my little purple flower thingies here. I missed it. And I'm just going to color it in with a darker purple because it's so tiny. But I do have one of my little donuts here. Check it out. Okay, now I'm going to go back, and those little dots that I left, I'm going to go ahead and get my larger marker, and I'm going to dot those puppies in. Once again, I am having way too much fun with this. Almost done, guys. Hang with me. Now, notice I don't have any dots on the inside of her arm. I'm going to add one. Details, guys, details. I'm going to put a dot up by her hand as well. Now, if you want to pull off something really special, I'm going to put a partial dot by her hand. If you put the Sharpie on last, will it be worse or better? Does the order matter? The reason that I'm putting the Sharpie on last is because if I accidentally squiggled with my alcohol marker, my yellow, I can cover it up with the dots. Does that make sense? Not to mention the fact it would be really hard to do my dots first and then try to do the yellow marker around them. I love how this is looking with these gems. Isn't that cool? I'm going to add a little bit of gray to this one here. This is bugging me. There we go. Details, guys, details. See that gray that I'm adding to that partial down here? Okay, I'm done. I haven't put my little frill on yet. Let me pull out. This piece is turning out ridiculously beautiful, isn't it? Any questions? Too much fun, too much fun, too much fun. Okay, guys, I'm calling it an evening. Linda's getting antsy. We've got our little boy here that's turning out beautifully as well, if I may say so. I hope you've had fun with this one as well. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, it's joyous coloring. Love on each other, that's what we're known for. I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. I have 3 favors to ask you. Number 1, hit that like button. Oh, we're up to 25. I'm happy. Would love more, but that's okay. Hit the like button. Number 2, please share this broadcast to your timeline. If you appreciate what I'm doing, please do this for me. And number 3, as you color your pieces, especially ones that are out of my book, please post your WIPs in other coloring groups. Let's get the word out. Okay, guys, take care. Thanks so much for stopping by, and we will play more with this tomorrow. Bye.